Tobi is circling at this time, but let's just give you a little bit of information about Tobi before we bring him on the air. You've heard us talking about the pet loo earlier today.
Boy, did Tobi save me the other morning.
Personally?
Pet Lou, Pet Lou, I love you. Pet Lou, I love you.
Stop it. What is the matter with you?
Well, you know what happened. Pet Lou, I love you.
So why don't we bring Tobi on? Tobi
invented the pet loo. You can tell him what happened.
Hit the button. Let's bring him on. Tobi, are you there?
I'm here. I love Lou too.
It's a regular love fest here. Welcome to the show, Tobi. We're so happy.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So now, Tobi, you were on, I just reading your bio, I may be diverting slightly, but I was just fascinated because you were on in Australian. First of all, we have a great fan base in Australia.
Yes, we do.
We have great people that call in from Australia. If you've listened to some of the old shows, they're hysterical.
They love calling in from that pub. They love it.
Yeah.
There's some good people down in Australia.
Oh, they sure are.
And so you were really discovered, your product was discovered on a hit TV show down there called The Inventors, right?
Correct. That's accurate.
And then you won on the show, and that is so cool.
You go, Tobi.
So how did you...
You know what? I'd like to take all the credit. My wife actually went on the show. I personally didn't go on the show.
Oh.
The position that we were in at the time was that Simone, my wife, has actually got a great amount of credentials when it comes to pets. And I had none at the time. I've since obviously built a reputation for myself in the industry. But she went on the show, and she's so beautiful that I actually don't even think the Australian public were paying attention and actually voted for her and not necessarily the invention. So she went on the show, and we did win the show. We won Australian People's Choice Award. So actually that's where the Australian public voted, sort of like American Idol, but on a very, the scale is obviously a little smaller, but that's irrelevant. And it goes out to Public Australia, and they vote, and over the course of a week, the votes queue up, and a week later, because the show's only on once a week, they announced the winner of the People's Choice Award, and that was us.
Very cool.
Oh, that's cool. So now, why did you invent the pet loo?
So I didn't go out of my way to invent a product. I went out of my way to solve a problem. Basically, I had purchased, I bought Simone a little dog named Subi, who is actually the face of the company. She's the little dog that sits behind the logo on our website, and her little brother now is floating around on the site as well. Basically, I got Subi for Simone. We lived in a one-bedroom apartment, and there was a problem. Subi certainly wouldn't go on keypads. They scruffed up, they were messy, they were dirty, whole host of problems. And Simone basically said, Tobes, we just really need a patch of backyard on our balcony. And that was the eureka moment. That was the moment that I saw, I suppose, an opportunity to really solve the problem for myself, and went ahead and developed literally the backyard in a box, and what the pet loo is today. But it was we never intended to commercialize. We just wanted to solve a problem and go about living our lives and doing our things in other areas. And literally, a friend came over and said, you should apply for the new inventors. So yeah, okay, whatever. Basically, we were both home sick one day. We both had the flu. And I was messing around online and filled out an application form. About a month later, I got a letter in the post, and as I'm scrunching it up, my cell phone rang, and it was the producer of the show saying, what are you doing on Friday? And this was like Thursday morning. So I'm going to work. What are you doing? and Simone was flown up to Sydney. We shot the show, and it aired within 2 weeks. And literally the next day, we had in excess of 500 orders sitting in our inbox, people wanting to buy it straight away. We literally sold 500 units overnight, and sort of the business took off. And within the first 6 months, we'd exported to over a dozen countries of export. And I'm based in Los Angeles today, overseeing our North American distribution program.
Oh, that's really cool.
That's excellent, Tobi. We love that.
Yeah.
We love stories like that.
Yep. So tell us who should use the Pet-Loo and what kind of pets is the product for?
Yeah, so originally it was for Subi, to be honest with you. And Subi is a beautiful little dog. She's actually, in Australia, we call her a spoodle. So it's a Cocker Spaniel cross poodle. Here in the U.S., you guys call them cockapoos. And Subi...
Spoodle.
Yeah. Well, we have to do things a little different down there, right? Or is it that you guys do stuff different to us?
Right.
I'll leave that for the viewers to decide. I'm not going to sway either way.
I think we're closer to you guys, especially Robin and I.
So I basically launched it for dogs, and then after 12 months, I realized that hey, a lot more people would like our product, but it physically, size-wise, it doesn't fit in their dwelling, whether they live in an apartment, people on boats, people in condos, people in cold climates like snow areas, in the rural markets, in farmland. They're scared their dogs would basically, get taken by wild animals, get bitten by snakes or whatever, or it's just too cold. Like, I know in rural Canada, we sell so much product, and it's not because they all live in high-rises. It's because it's literally too cold to go outside. Yeah. And so 12 months after I launched, I developed a second size, which is now, so we have the Pet-Loo, which is a 33-inch square. Then we developed Mini Wee, and you guys have heard of Austin Powers, obviously. Yeah. Mini Me. So we have Mini Wee, which is just a drilled-down size of the Pet-Loo for smaller dogs living in smaller dwellings. And then 24 months after I launched, I was at a consumer show where I was there on a booth for one of my retailers. And the amount of people that came up to me at that show and said, "The product is amazing, thank you so much." And I was like, "Great, send us a photo of your dog. We would love to see it." They're like, "Dog?" Like almost offended that I said dog. They said that they had cats and guinea pigs and rabbits and this and that and all sorts of different ferrets, all sorts of different
so cool.
pets using it. And I suppose from a realistic perspective, the Pet-Loo isn't anything other than that patch of backyard. And it's got a patented drainage system and a whole host of collection and user-friendliness cleaning solutions and value-add accessories. So it really is more than just that patch of backyard. But for the pet, it replicates a real environment. So cats, people say to me, well, cats don't use it, they like to bear it. Well, actually, cats go to the toilet in the wild. They go to the toilet on grass. It makes sense to them. Ferrets, guinea pigs, all these rabbits. It just translates. And so the success of where we're at today is because not only are we so in tune with pet behavior and the way in which they interact, with different habits in their life, but we're also eco-friendly and user-friendly for the pet owner that really has to clean up after the pet.
Tobi, that's great. Have you introduced that to the RV market, the recreational vehicle?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah, so, I mean, the amount of people, the sort of dwellings, the sort of people that are using our products, or probably not people using our products, but the pets and the dwellings in which they're in today, it's just mind-boggling. We've got people on boats that live on boats full-time. Mm-hmm. We have, people in RVs, as you highlighted. We have the elderly population in nursing homes. You guys understand the benefit of animal companionship and the sorts of benefits that they bring.
Yeah.
Poor grandma or grandpa, unfortunately at the latter side of life, also want to have their pet with them. And it's been a little bit difficult given that, the products like the Pet-Loo didn't exist before. And the sort of barrier to entry from a nursing home or a hospital's perspective, saying, it's just too hard for us to manage a pet as well. We've broken down those barriers. So that's been a lot of fun.
That's tremendous. It really is. I mean, that's one thing that, also last summer here we had a really bad hurricane, and there was a lot of controversy about whether or not shelters would take pets. And in an emergency situation like that,
That is great
this
for
product,
shelters, and that is going to be, that's a really great product.
would have saved quite a few pets and owners a lot of heartache.
Not only that, realistically, I'm looking at numbers all over the board for different reasons. But one of the biggest satisfactions that I get as, I suppose, CEO of this company is not the fact that we're sold at major pet retailers around the world, not that we're sold at the independent local retailer or we're, have our own e-commerce business online. It's the shelters and the value that we bring not only to the pet, but to the pet owner. So true, real numbers, real life stories. People are, unfortunately, during tough economic times, are downsizing their house or living. They don't have the big backyard anymore. The kids have moved out of home. They're trying to cut costs, whatever. They're sadly looking to surrender the pet. They turn the pet into the ASPCA, or in Australia specifically, the RSPCA, who we have an amazing relationship with. They're the sort of, I think, it's a sister organization. And they're saying, hold on a second, even if you live on the 10th story of a condo, the pet loo here will ultimately allow you to keep your pet. So we are statistically and factually reducing the amount of pets being surrendered and increasing the amount of pets that are being adopted. So that, from a business perspective and from a job satisfaction perspective, there's really no greater joy for me.
That's very cool. So now I have to ask the hard question, Tobi, is how much does it cost?
Well, we have 3 sizes in market, and they fluctuate from $99 for the smallest to $129 for the medium and $149 for the large. I can't excuse the fact that it is a big-ticket item. But when you look at a cost analysis on something like a competitor product, like a P-Pad or Wee Pad in Australia, the consumer is spending anywhere from $40 to $60 a month on P-Pads with ongoing costs, impact on the environment, and obviously a financial impact. But more importantly than that, talking or keeping a focus on the pet, it doesn't translate. I've never seen a backyard made out of wee pads or a park or a nature strip made out of
right.
That's true.
So when you think about, $99, geez, that is expensive. Firstly, you think about the quality that we put into the product is second to none, right? I will never be challenged on quality. Like, I'm shelling out personal margin so that my, recipients or buyers of my products have the best. So that's number one. Number two is, if you consider P-Pads at $40 a month, within 2 or 3 months, with no ongoing costs, you've paid for yourself.
Yeah.
When you think about the pet and the pet life and their behavior, it translates. It doesn't stress them out. It makes them happy. And from an environmental perspective, you're not landfilling. So, we're a big ticket item, but we're the best. If I could do it for free, I'd absolutely do it for free. I have such passion and love for the sorts of stories and feedback that I get from pet owners all over the world. Some of them don't speak English, and I have to use Google Translate. But the stories are incredible, and if I could do it for free, I would. But obviously, we can't.
That's not.
For the product that's being produced for that amount, I think it's a great product, and like you said, Tobi, it is made well.
And also, pet owners, for the most part, of course, unless they've fallen on hard economic times, for the most part,
don't mind investing in a quality product.
Yeah, and I'll budget for something like that.
Definitely.
That's something that you definitely.
I agree, and we're seeing it. So, we're really thankful for the people that understand. I think what's most important to highlight is a P-Pad lasts like 1 or 2 weeks. I'd say 2 at tops, but literally it's a 1-week throwaway, if you can be honest. The pet loo is designed to outlive the pet. So I've been in business since 2003, and I've still got people in the same pet loo. So that's, 9 years ago, almost 10 years now. And I've still got people on the same pet loo going strong with no issue. It's reinforced. It's UV protected. You talk about quality, nothing comes second. Pet loo never comes second best to anything.
That's very cool. So everyone can go to thepetloo.com. Thank you, J. Drew, for that information in the chat room. And we are, Tobi's company is very generously sponsoring a giveaway on our blog. So why don't you guys check it out? It's a fantastic product, and we are so grateful that you took the time out of your busy schedule to join us, Tobi. And we wish you much continued success with the product.
Great job.
Thank you. I really appreciate you reaching out as well, guys.
Have
a great day.
Take care, Tobi. Bye-bye.
All right, cheers.
What a great guy and a great company.
Very cool. I mean, but you can tell the difference. Like he said, he was doing it to solve a problem, so it's very easy to be passionate about it.
I can feel his whole inner being in this product.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to push it either. It's just some things you see that I love quality.
Yep.
And that's a great product.
So, guys, definitely check it out on our website, and you want to definitely get in on that. Good for cats, dogs, guinea pigs, ferrets, and obviously a very high price point, so it's fantastic for yourself or for your favorite shelter.
Excellent. There's a little chat in the chat room about it.
Yes. Reva Messina, I'm looking at it now. Mom got me out in the yard and it's 32 degrees. So,
that's what happened to me.
Get this for me, Mommy. I don't want to be cold.
Oh, that is great.
So we have a couple stories. Do you want to, just to